Welcome to this second session of this differential equation. In the first session, I have discussed about the initial value problem of differential equation and how to obtain a particular solution by putting the initial values on a differential equation. Of course, we discussed about the first order linear differential equation. Now, we shall discuss about second order linear differential equation and what are the homogeneous and non-homogeneous differential equation and what are its general solution and how it involves two parts of the solution called complementary function and particular integral. Then we will define a term Wronskian, okay, which has significance in asserting the solution of a differential equation. The general form of a linear second order differential equation is, as we have discussed, that d square y by dx square plus p of x into dy by dx plus q of x into y is equal to f of x. This is second order linear differential equation. For convenience, in most of the textbooks, the derivative dy by dx is also written in a symbol like this, y dash, and d square y by dx square is written in the symbol y double dash generally. So that you can write it in a convenient way. So, if we write it in this form, in this notation, I mean, then we can write that a second order differential equation, second order linear differential equation is y double dash plus p into p is a function of x, of course, y dash plus q is a function of x into y is equal to f of x. Here this f of x is called forcing function. It is called forcing function. While p of x and q of x are called coefficient functions, Okay. So, this is the general form of a linear second order differential equation. If this differential equation is in this form, then this is called a non-homogeneous equation. Non-homogeneous differential equation. Non-homogeneous differential equation. If f of x is equal to 0, then this equation becomes y double dash plus p of x into y dash plus q of x into y is equal to 0. Okay. Then this equation is called homogeneous differential equation. Homogeneous differential equation. Okay. If f of x is equal to 0, then this second order differential equation becomes a homogeneous differential equation, homogeneous H, homogeneous differential equation. When it is not 0, it is equal to a forcing function, then it is called non-homogeneous differential equation. Okay. And the solution of this differential equation, this homogeneous differential equation is called complementary function. We write it as YH. Suppose this is our equation 1, this is equation 2. The solution of equation 1, solution of equation 1 is called complementary function or general solution, complementary function. Sorry, equation 2, solution of equation 2, I mean the solution of the homogeneous equation is called complementary function or general solution, and we write it in the symbol YH, YH, Y let us subscript as a capital H, YH. And the solution of our this equation d square y by dx square plus px of y, px into dy by dx plus q of x into y is equal to fx. I mean the solution of equation 1 is called particular integral, is called particular integral y p, particular integral y p. Okay. One is complementary function y c, another is called particular integral y p. If we put y h and y p, they must satisfy the corresponding differential equations, as I have already discussed. The solution of the equation of the differential equation must satisfy the original differential equation. When we put it in the original differential equation, the identity holds good, that must satisfy. Therefore, according to that condition, our equation 2 we can write as y, I mean d square y by dx square of y h plus p of x into d by dx of y h plus q of x into y of, sorry, y of, no, it is not y of, y subscript h. That is the homogeneous equation solution, which is called complementary function, is equal to 0. Say this is equation 3. Now equation 1 will become, it must satisfy the solution yp must satisfy this equation. Therefore, equation 1 will become d square yp by dx square plus p is a function of x, p is a function of x into dyp by dx plus q of x into y of yp, y subscript p is equal to f of x, equation 4. So, if we add this equation 3 and equation 4, what we get? Equation 3 plus equation 4 would give us what? D square by dx square of y h plus y p plus p of x d y h, I mean d by dx of y h plus y p plus q of x into y of h plus y of p is equal to f of x. Say equation 5. So, if we say the general solution of this differential equation, equation 1 is y, then we can write that if we put y is equal to y of h plus y of p, okay, say equation 6, then it satisfies the equation 1 and it is the solution of equation 1. Therefore, you can say that this is our equation 1, that is the original differential equation, non homogeneous differential equation, d square y by dx square plus p of x into dy by dx plus q of x into y is equal to f of x, where y, the solution of this differential equation, has two parts. One part is the solution of the corresponding homogeneous equation, which is complementary function. This solution is called complementary function, while the second part, which is the solution of this inhomogeneous part or non-homogeneous part, is called particular integral. Okay. So, the solution of a differential equation has two parts. One is complementary function, another is particular integral. If the equation is only homogeneous solution, it has only one part of the solution, that is homogeneous part, that is the complementary function. Okay. So, this is what we mean complementary function and particular integral of an inhomogeneous differential equation. Now, let us discuss more about the general solution of a differential equation, say homogeneous part. Okay. Often in many books, instead of writing it it is better to write inhomogeneous. Okay. The meaning is same. Certain textbooks, most of the textbooks write it as inhomogeneous, which is not homogeneous. Okay. So, rather we would say it is inhomogeneous differential equation. Okay. Then coming to the properties of the solutions of a homogeneous differential equation. Suppose our differential equation, linear second order differential equation, homogeneous equation, is d square by y dx square plus p of x y dy by dx plus q of x into y is equal to 0. So, if y1 is a solution of this differential equation, then if C is an arbitrary constant, then Cy1 is also a solution, of this equation. You can very well verify it. If we put Cy1 here, then d square by dx square, C is always constant, that can be taken outside the derivative. So, C into d square y1 by dx square plus C into p of x into dy1 by dx plus C into q of x into y1 is equal to 0. So, we have y1 is as we have already said, y1 is the solution. So, this is the solution. I mean the Cy1 also satisfies the identity. So, if y1 is a general solution of the differential equation, then any arbitrary constant multiplied with the solution gives also another solution. Then if y1 and y2, are two solutions, then C1 into y1 plus C2 into y2 is also a solution, Okay. Where C1 and C2 are arbitrary constants. So, it is very easy to verify. If we put Cy1 plus Cy2 in this differential equation, then we have one set, that is C1 into d square y1 by dx square plus C2 d square C1 into, because this is constant, right. I mean, if we put d square by dx square of C1 y1 plus C2 y2 plus p of x d by dx of C1 y1 plus C2 y2 plus q of x into C1 y1 plus C2 y2 is equal to, I mean this is equal to how much, d square by dx square C1 y1 plus d square by dx square C2 y2 plus p of x into d by dx of C1 y1 plus p of x into d by dx of C2 y2 plus q of x into C1 y1 plus q of x into C2 y2 is equal to, we can put these things in one term and C1 can be taken outside the derivative. So, it is C1 into d square y1 by dx square plus C2 into d square y by d square y1 by, oh this is y1, okay, d square y1 by dx square plus, sorry, C1 into d square y1 by dx square plus d square plus C1 plus, no, it is all right, this one is correct, just I have to put this with this. So, C1 into d square y1 by dx square plus this is p of x into d square y dy1 by dx, dy1 by dx, okay, plus this one q of x into y1 plus the rest three terms, from which C2 can be taken outside as constant. So, C2 into d square y2 by dx square plus p of x into dy2 by dx plus q of x into y2. Okay. So, as y1 is a solution, this must be 0, as y2 is a solution, this must be 0. So, this is equal to 0. Therefore, if y1 and y2 are two solutions of the differential equation, then their linear combination C1 y1 plus C2 y2 is equal to 0. Okay. So, these are the general theorems of solutions of homogeneous differential equation. Now, we shall discuss about the dependence and independence of these solutions. If y1 and y2 are the two solutions, whether they will be dependent or independent, it can be possible both. So, if they are independent, then always we can write them in terms of the linear combination like this, but if they are dependent, we cannot express them in the linear combination of like this. I mean, we cannot express it in terms of two separate coefficients. Okay. Let us discuss independent and dependent solutions. If y1 and y2 are two independent solutions of the homogeneous differential equation, second order differential equation, d square y by dx square plus p of x into dy by dx plus q of x into y is equal to 0, then y can be expressed as C1 into y1 plus C2 into y2, okay, where C1 and C2 are different arbitrary constants. Okay. If y1 and y2 are dependent solutions, then we can always express that y1 is equal to some constant into y2. They are proportional. They are proportional to each other. Either y1 is equal to k y2 or y2 is equal to L y1. So, in that case when we express C1 y1, I mean y is equal to C1 y1 plus C2 y2, then we can write it as C1 into, in place of y1 we can write k y2. So, it is C1 into k y2 plus C2 into y2 is equal to, we can write it as C2 plus C1 into k into y2. Okay. Since C1 is a constant, k is a constant, C2 is a constant, their combination is a constant. So, we can express at a into y2. So, similarly we can express y is equal to some constant b into y1. That means, we cannot express, when y1 and y2 are dependent solutions, we cannot express y in terms of two separate constants of separate coefficients of y1 and y2. So, this is the meaning of dependence and independence. So, when y1 and y2 are dependent solutions, they cannot be expressed in terms of two separate constants. They will always reduce to a single constant, single coefficient. Okay. Now, if y1 and y2 are two independent solutions, when y1 and y2 are two independent solutions, in this case y1 and y2 are called basis solutions. Okay. They are called the basis of solution. y1 and y2, they are called the basis of solutions. In terms of them, we can express the general solution y. Okay. Now, if y1 and y2 are dependent solutions, then as we have discussed that they are proportional to each other and their ratio is a constant. So, I can write y1 by y2 is equal to minus C2 by C1, C1 is a constant, C2 is a constant, their ratio is a constant. So, always we can write y2 by y1 or y1 by y2 is a constant. So, this constant we can put it in such a form. So, this implies our C1 y1 is equal to minus C2 Y2, or we can write C1 Y1 plus C2 Y2 is equal to 0. C1 Y1 plus C2 Y2 is equal to 0. Okay. So, this is equation 1. So, if Y1 and Y2 are two dependent solutions, we can always express them in terms of this form C1 Y1 plus C2 Y2 is equal to 0. While when they are independent, C1 Y1 plus C2 Y2 is the solution Y of the differential equation. Okay. Now, Y1 and Y2 are the solutions of the second order differential equation. If they are solutions of the second order differential equations, means their second derivative exists. So, the first derivative must exist. So, if their first derivative exists, from this equation we can write that it is C1 into Y1 dash, Y1 dash is the, or Y1 prime is the first derivative dy1 by dx, plus C2 into Y2 prime is equal to 0. This is the equation 2. Now, we have got a set of two homogeneous equations having constant coefficient C1, C2. So, their solutions will attain a determinate form. So, what will be that determinant? That determinant will be of Y1, Y2, Y1 prime, Y2 prime. Okay. And this determinant is called our Wronskian. We write it as W. Here W is called Wronskian. So, these two equations will have a non-trivial solution if this Wronskian or this determinant is 0. Okay. That is Y1 Y2 dash minus Y2 Y1 dash is 0. Okay. We can write it as 0 for non-trivial solutions. And if this Wronskian is not 0, then we will say that they are linearly independent. Okay. Therefore, we can write that a necessary and sufficient condition for two solutions Y1 and Y2 of the differential equation to be independent is their Wronskian, that is W of Y1 Y2, that is equal to the determinant Y1 Y2 Y1 prime Y2 prime is not equal to 0. So, this is the definition of independent solutions of homogeneous differential equation in terms of the Wronskian, and this is the meaning of Wronskian. So, first if we can find out the Wronskian, then we can assert whether the differential equation has two independent solutions or dependent solutions. Okay. Okay. One thing, whenever we are explaining, find, or we are deriving, or we are obtaining the solutions of differential equation, of course, we are obtaining the solution in an interval. I mean x value lies between a and b, say in an open interval. In an open interval, we are always defining the solutions. So, all these things, all these discussions hold good for particular interval, say I. So, what we have discussed, this would be applicable for a particular interval I. Okay. So, with this we have completed what is Wronskian, what are the dependent independent solutions of a homogeneous equation, what is complementary function, what are the particular integral. In the next class, we will discuss some numericals, some examples on this particular integral, okay. And with that we will end this course differential equation. Okay. Thank you.